very much like Ferdy Pacheco. Final instructions. And Michael Nunn looking very loose. Donal Curry looking more tense. Michael Nunn, style he's got. The southpaw with speed and power. We saw the power against Frank Tate and Juan Roldan and Sambu Kalembe. He nailed Kalembe a minute 28 into the fight. He's elusive. Round one, scheduled for 12, the IBF Middleweight Championship. Michael Nunn wearing the white trunks and Donal Curry in the blue. Will Michael Nunn come right out winging and try to end it fast? The third man of the ring, referee Denny Nelson out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. In fact, all of the officials are from the United States. The judges Al Rothenberg, Sheila Martin, and Henry Grant. And the first flurry is offered by Michael Nunn.
So far, Nunn has not done anything different than he usually does. He is trying to figure out the style of Curry. Every once in a while, he zings in a hard uppercut. Curry, for his part, is trying to get in close so he can bang with a taller and a left-handed Nunn.
Nunn at 6'1", Curry 5'10.5". 2 minutes remaining in round one. Nunn is so hard to hit, bobs and weaves, uses the clever footwork. Really has a ring presence and a command in the ring.
Right now, you wonder why Nunn is standing so close, almost head-to-head with Curry, bending down, negating his height. He could be standing back, jabbing and moving, as is his usual style, but he's right in front of Curry, which is where Curry wants him.
Vintage Donal Curry is a skilled counter puncher, outstanding balance and excellent defense. Meanwhile, with Dundee, Nunn working on snapping the jab, unloading that left hand. Of course, that left uppercut is really a fierce weapon in his repertoire. And they're also looking to perfect his balance and just overall fine-tune him.
Curry's landing some hard left hooks. Right hooks bouncing off of Nunn. Apparently, it's not bothering Nunn any, but they will if they continue that way throughout the course of this fight. Curry can bang a little bit, remember.
He is more willing to trade punches than he was earlier in his career, as we have less than a minute remaining in the first round. Curry can stand and slug as effectively as he can box and move. There's a pretty good left by Curry that backs up Nunn.
Those left hooks are beginning to land flush on Nunn's jaw, and when he gets back to the corner, Angelo's got to say, hey, don't just stand there and take those left hooks. Let's put your arms up. Let's put your hands up.
As we approach the 22nd mark in the opening round.
Curry doing very well for himself this first round. He's been standing there where he wanted to be. He's been landing hooks, one of which backed up Nunn considerably.
Curry can weaken opponents with knifing shots to the ribs. He has done that plenty in the past. He did in the rematch with Marlon Starling. Round two scheduled for 12, the IBF Middleweight Championship. A good first round for Donal Curry.
And in his corner, he's been told that hook is working. Double up the right hook. Every time he tries an uppercut, catch it on your glove and come back with a hook on top. Well, his hook is working for Curry. I gave him the first round because the hook has been more effective than anything Nunn has done. Nunn fighting uncharacteristically close by, almost trying to pump punches with Curry. That's not his fight. His fight's outside, using his superior boxing skill like just then. That's his fight.
Some action here in the center of the ring as Michael Nunn airs it out. Effective with that left uppercut, but holding with the right hand. All the officials are from the United States. The referee is Denny Nelson out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The judges Al Rothenberg, Sheila Martin, and Henry Grant. Donal Curry now comes back. They told Curry to go more to the body between rounds and concentrate more.
Go to the body and then come up with a head with a hook. He's done that several times and caught Nunn completely by surprise.
There's a combination by Curry, but didn't have full impact.
I tell you, Nunn is punching tentatively. He's not winging those punches. He's almost trying to find him with the punches. That's odd in a guy that's as good a puncher as Nunn is from outside. Inside, he seems a little bewildered. Not his field of battle.
Nunn in the white trunks, the southpaw. Curry in the blue going to the uppercut.
Nunn's hands are at his side, very careless when you're fighting a class fighter like Curry.
Curry, former two-time world champion, tonight going for his third world title and looking to continue his comeback.
It looks like a blotch of red blood, as far as you can see on your screen, on the forehead of Donal Curry, which could be a cut, or it might be just a fleck of blood from the mouthpiece that's ended up there.
Around 45 seconds remaining in the second round. Curry has been cut on a couple of occasions in the past against Lloyd Hunnigan and Gianfranco Rossi. Less than 30 seconds remaining in round two. He has had a tendency in the past to lead with his head, talking about Donal Curry, and this might be the situation.
That's why he gets cut, and of course, it looks like he's cut. The blood doesn't go away. It doesn't look like a fleck of blood that's going to be gone away. It's still there, so it looks like it may be a cut right between the eyes.
As we head for the bell, round two. Percy Richardson working diligently on that cut on the forehead of Donal Curry, and Michael Nunn says one of the qualities he loves about Angelo Dundee is the great advice he offers with all of his expertise, and Nunn says, I'm a great listener. Let's see if he listens to him here in round three.
Well, what Angelo wants is speed. That's what he should have had at the beginning. Why he got into that blow-by-blow kind of thing in the first round is beyond me. Down go. That's just a push now. That's nothing.
In fact, he was even helped up by Nunn, which gets that reaction from the crowd.
French like gallantry.
Yes. Into round number three of the IBF Middleweight Championship. We thought the first round went to Donal Curry. What do you think about round two?
I thought round two, Nunn began to establish his speed. When he got out of fighting hand-to-hand, he went back out again. That left-handed style is causing trouble for Donal Curry. He's got a cut. He's going to start fighting with desperation pretty soon.
The cut is on the forehead of Donal Curry in the blue trunks. The third man of the ring, Denny Nelson. Curry going to the body. Now Nunn retaliates to the midsection and the head.
And you can hear Angelo hollering even across the Atlantic. Get out of there. Give him angles. Back up. Use your head. Use your speed. He doesn't want him in here. They're banging heads, and of course you can get cut just as easily as the other guy when you're banging heads. See that? That's just two bulls banging heads right there.
And a lunging shot by Donal Curry that connected. Looks like Nunn is aiming for that cut.
Well, Nunn is fighting with a great deal of energy and brio. He's may not be the Nunn of old, but he's certainly fighting courageously here. He is taking the fight to Nunn. He wants to get him. He wants to get into that kind of shootout in close. So far, Nunn has obliged him in the first round and just about did it in the second.
And Michael Nunn certainly wants to silence his critics who say that he is not a crowd pleaser. Now dancing away from Donal Curry. Nunn is just so difficult to catch.
I think the size has a lot to do with this. The layoff by Curry has a lot to do with this, but you are fighting a quality fighter and a 6'1" good left-hander as a middleweight. Well, that's the description of a guy that's hard to hit. None of you wants to fight from outside, box, control with the left jab, can do a job on Curry.
Under 20 seconds in round three from Palais de Omnisport in Paris, France.
Well, this continues this way. We'll certainly see what kind of a chin Nunn has got.
And Curry ends round three with a pretty good flurry. With marvelous Marvin Hagler looking on, we enter round four. You could see the fairly deep gash on the forehead of Donal Curry. The headbutt rule, if it's before the 6th round, a fighter can't continue. It could be a technical draw. If it's after 6 rounds and they go to the headbutt rule, they go to the scorecards. It is now round 4, and Curry has a pretty good cut on the forehead.
But it is in the forehead and not in a dangerous area. If that cut continues to go up toward the hairline, it makes no difference as far as judging and stopping a fight. If it goes down into the eye, big trouble.
Now Michael Nunn opening up a bit.
You know, Michael keeps getting hit by these jabs. Again, 2 good hooks. Hooks, jabs, and uppercuts Curry is landing. So I don't think I remember seeing Nunn get hit this much by anybody.
Curry able to flick the jab with authority, and then he comes right back with the right. Now uppercuts, doubling up with the right effectively.
Remember, Curry's round wants double punches. If you land the first, the second's going to land. That hook keeps coming and gonging Nunn right on the jaw. How much can he take of this?
The crowd is behind Donal Curry in the blue trunks. They're familiar with Curry, who has fought in Europe in the past.
You hear Angelo, get out of there, get out of there. Look at this, hands down. Nunn is playing with fire.
We are past the midway mark of round 4. Angelo Dundee wants Michael Nunn to jab more, box more, and be smart.
He wants speed from this guy. He wants to make him look good in combinations. He hasn't been doing that. He's been standing there, letting the other guy tee off. Now comes Nunn at his best. A lot of combinations going. Most of those, however, aren't landing. I mean, notice the defense of Curry while these punches are flying through the air.
Yes, Nunn retaliating, but they seem to be soft shots. Not really having much impact on Curry.
When these punches are flying through the air 5, 10, 15 at a time, keep your eyes focused on the gloves of Curry. Watch him pick this off. Look at the way he picks that off. There's Angelo. Move over Mike. He doesn't want him in front of this guy because he's getting hit. That's why he doesn't want him in front. Look at that hook by Curry. And now he's starting to load up. Now that he knows he can hit him flush, he's starting to load up on the hook.
And final seconds of round 4 as we head for the bell.
Now you can see how full these shots are landing right on. And that's why Angelo's saying to him, move over. He doesn't want him in front. That's like standing in front of a cannon. And now, so far I have Curry had 39-37. Those last 2 rounds have become a sort of testing ground for Nunn's chin. Can he take this kind of punishment for a long time? Well, let's see when he gets on the bicycle. Right now he's got a roaring start to the bicycle. Now that's Nunn moving around, snapping the left jab, waiting for his opportunity to land. Why he's been fighting the other fight, only he can tell you.
And we head into round 5, and a lot of folks didn't think it would go this far.
Well, it all depended on what kind of conditioning Curry showed up with and what that layoff took out of him.
And Angelo Dundee pretty much confirmed what you were talking about in the previous round. The more clowning around that Michael Nunn does, the more trouble he gets himself into.
And remember, these punches are cumulative. They don't just land once and that's it, and you're rubbed off the scoreboard. They keep affecting you. They get you dizzy, and pretty soon you become susceptible to more. And of course, Curry is punching harder and harder with every round. As he sees himself in a good position here, he's getting energetic. Look at this.
And while Michael Nunn mugs in the ring, Donal Curry trying to go to work.
What you look like is an underdog who is working extremely hard to take each round as if it were the final round. And Nunn is fighting as if he had all the time in the world and he'll pull this out at the end. He can just have a little fun here. And that's not the way it is, folks. Every round counts.
And Donal Curry, of course, can just throw caution to the wind. What does he have to lose here? Michael Nunn stands to lose the title.
And a great deal of prestige and a great deal of money.
And as we mentioned earlier, he is driven to get to that big 7-figure payday. Meanwhile, Donal Curry would love to get that 3rd world title.
Curry missed his chance just then. When he has him up against the ropes, Nunn stops fighting, and he builds up a 3 or 4 punch advantage. Look at that shot.
Good right by Donal Curry. That snapped Nunn's head back.
Nunn comes back with a combination of 4 or 5 punches, some of which landed. Not very hard, though. Not with a lot of conviction, certainly with no evil intention in them. Now there he goes again, negating his size. He comes head to head with him. Why? That's the jab that should be controlling. That right jab that snaps and pops and bewilders Curry and builds up points. That's what controls it for Nunn. He has not been doing that up to now. He better start.
Nunn going side to side, lateral movement now, as Angelo Dundee urged him to do. Not a stationary target. He'll make Curry try to chase him down.
See how Curry has slowed down as soon as Nunn started to box. Curry's just stood back and watched him. He has not attempted to come in, and therefore that's how Nunn won that round. There's that nice right hand punch that gonged off Nunn. Had a little effect, but not that much. And Nunn continued to box to win that round. One of the things you have to remark what's so important is great cornerman. Percy Richardson, one of the best cut men in the business because he has such enormous experience, has stopped this cut. It is not bleeding. It is not a factor anymore in this fight, other than it can continue to open. But he has negated it as a factor in this fight. Has Percy Richardson.
Coming to you from the Palais de Omnisport in Paris, France, the IBF Middleweight Championship. Steve Albert and the fight doctor Ferdy Pacheco calling the fight from our studio in New York. And it is now into the 6th round.
Well, if Nunn is waiting for Curry to slow down and to sort of wear out like fighters do who have been off a long time, he may have a surprise because Curry looks fresh. He looks like he wants to keep on going and keep this combat going. Again, the movement by Nunn, that point building and saving movement.
Curry trying to bob and weave. And he is getting hit.
Nunn is scoring the points there. This is the fight that Angelo wanted him to fight and the fight that can win this fight for him. Seems to be something on the glove of Nunn. Must be some Vaseline off of Curry's face.
Michael Nunn having his way now with Donal Curry. Turning him around with his shoulders and able to unleash.
Well, the secret is he's there fighting. I mean, he is fighting his fight and movement. Now, all of a sudden, he's gone back to head-to-head. And got hit for it.
A solid right there, snuck in by Donal Curry.
As soon as they get inside, watch the number of times that Curry lands. As soon as they get outside, see how ineffective Curry is. And that's the key, distance.
Michael Nunn allowing himself to be hit, as opposed to the last 2 fights with Marlon Starling and Iran Barkley. He was much more elusive. And he was on the stay-away plan in those fights.
Oh, he just got hit 2 hammering shots by Curry.
Donal Curry, and the crowd loving it.
Well, Nunn looks like he's saved up all his energy for this round, because he's thrown more punches this round than he has the whole fight combined. This is the old Nunn that punches in bunches.
This is more the Nunn we saw against Frank Tate and Juan Roldan. And that is it for the 6th round. And this is round number 7, scheduled for 12. But the question is Michael Nunn sacrificing the fight to please the fans?
Well, I don't think he's doing too much to please the fans. I mean, outside of getting hit and showing he can take a punch, he hasn't been impressive here. He has fought a Michael Nunn kind of fight the last 2 rounds, but before that, he was just getting clobbered by Curry. I mean, that doesn't exactly make you a favorite.
Well, this has not been a highly spirited affair to this point.
Well, it was one-sided spirited. Curry is spirited. He's coming in and trying to get things done. Nunn using his superior defensive skills not to permit him, and of course, that's what boxing's about. Now, one of the eerie things about fighting in France and Italy, those places, the crowd doesn't holler during the fight. They usually applaud at the end of a round, like a theatrical performance, and it's unnerving to the fighters. Sometimes you come back and think, is there anybody out there?
Almost like a club fight in Atlantic City, where the crowd is sort of hush-hush. They're too busy worrying about their losses.
And here, in all fairness, there are two Americans fighting for a Parisian crowd. If one of the men were from France or Italy or Germany or one of the places that were Europeans, you'd hear a lot more hollering. Right now, they're trying to make up their mind who they want to cheer for, and right now, neither man has given an awful lot of reason to cheer for the other.
Well, they haven't really had much to erupt about as of yet. We're midway through round 7. They seem to be siding more with Donal Curry, the underdog.
Here is where Curry should have stepped back and really gotten a flurry off like he had before. He had him cornered and he let him get off the hook. As long as Curry lets Nunn out to bounce around, he is going to lose this fight because he doesn't have the speed nor the size to stay with Nunn.
Now Michael Nunn going to work.
And down goes Curry.
The pressure by Nunn sending Curry down to his knees.
It didn't look much like a knockdown as much as it did a cave-in. It looked like he just sort of caved in.
And now let's see if Nunn can continue as he looks to finish Curry off here in the 7th.
Well, he looks weakened. He does not look like he's in big trouble, but he does look weak. He looks like one good shot could put him down again.
Curry looking a little dazed, but it looks like he'll make it through the 7th round.
And this should be the knockdown where we see it's actually accumulation of punches that put Curry down. As I say, a slow cave-in. Punches continuing way after he was down, and of course, I think that's not intentional. It's just you got your punches going, and you see he's still down and punching, and of course the referee didn't call it, and I don't think that was intentional. Part of Nunn was an extremely clean fighter.
A lot of chatter in that Curry corner as we head into round number 8.
Well, I like the power of positive thinking. They acted like the other guy got knocked down. He said, now you got him. Go back and get him punching in bunches. Do this, do that. It was almost like it wasn't him that got knocked down. It was the other guy.
Yes.
Well, he didn't. He was already punching back with a lot of steam at the end of the round was Curry. So I don't think that, as I say, it wasn't. It was an uppercut and a hook and various punches, but they didn't look like they were really damaging. He sort of just caved in.
I think the final blow there was the best weapon of Michael Nunn, the left uppercut. Now some taunting by Michael Nunn. He's feeling his oats.
Nunn playing around, but that was the point at which Curry could have built up some points. He did hammer home some good body shots, but he's got to get a lot more of that done. Now he's really behind because that last one was a 10-8 round, and he's behind 67-65. And now he's got a little bit of work cut out for him.
Nunn just opening himself up to shots to the midsection, but Curry did not take advantage.
In order for Nunn to sparkle like the American public wants him to, he would have had to come back and look great after that knockdown, take advantage of the weakened condition of Curry and finish him off. That he did not do. He backed off, and he will be criticized for that.
Instead, he continues to stick to that elusive style, staying away from Donal Curry. Curry has to lunge to make contact there, but it wasn't a very effective blow.
The size and the leg speed of Nunn, it's too much for Curry. You know what you have to say, after 7 rounds in which he was knocked down in one, Curry's got pretty good legs. He's still bouncing around. He's still there in front of him. Hasn't got any kind of wobble to him. He certainly paid the price to train himself well to come in here. He might be a little overmatched because of size and hand speed and foot speed of Nunn, but he's given a credible account of himself.
That was only the third time in his career he was knocked down. Kwang and McCallum put him to the canvas in previous fights. Now we're talking about 36 professional fights and 2 world titles. Curry 33-3 with 24 knockouts. Nunn at 35-0 with 23 KOs. Nunn off his April 14th majority decision over Marlon Starling to retain the title. Curry off a 4th round knockout over Jose Martinez. Final seconds of the 8th round.
Two rounds. The last round, barely. It wasn't that big, but Curry fought back. Nunn just a little bit superior because of his size and speed. Now, what Angelo wants is finish the show. He, more than anybody, is aware of what makes a box office phenomenon. Right now, Nunn has to finish this show in order. He doesn't want him to clown around. He doesn't stick to business. Of course, Angelo should know about clowns since he was in the corner of the 2 biggest clown around fighters that's ever been, Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray.
Round 9. Well, the power of positive thinking. He was urging Michael Nunn on by saying that they love you here. And the other guy is scared.
Michael should have said, how do you know? Nobody said anything so far.
Well, he doesn't understand French.
You know, that's not anything on their gloves. It's a label on their gloves. Both of them got that white on their gloves. Yeah, both gloves have some kind of white label on them.
Those are 10-ounce Reyes gloves, in case you were wondering. Curry trying to measure Nunn up, but Nunn is just too quick. Just darting away from those shots.
I think he has a great deal of confidence. He knows he has this fight just about won. All he has to do is keep doing what he's doing to win. Curry has not yet shown the desperation of a guy that realizes, hey, the only way I can beat this is to knock this guy out, so I better swarm all over him. He hasn't done that yet, nor has his corner sent him out to do that.
And Curry just got rocked with a left uppercut, which is the calling card of Michael Nunn.
Well, it's been a long, long time since Curry has landed the left hook that was working so well for him in the first 5 rounds. It's almost as if he's abandoned it. He hasn't. It's just the fact that Nunn has not gotten in close to get hit by it. As long as you're way out here, you can't land him.
Curry trying to avoid his 4th defeat. He lost to Lloyd Hunnigan, Mike McCallum, and Rene Jacot. We talked so much earlier about the passion, the love of the sport of boxing. As far as Donal Curry is concerned, he said a few fights ago he lost that passion. Will he lose the will here against Michael Nunn as Nunn turns it up a notch?
Nunn trying to close the show. He wants to close this big. Curry's getting hammered, but he's still standing there. His legs still holding him up. First time he's clutched with desperation. He's holding on. Now the referee has got to wrestle him free. That means Curry is beginning to abdicate.
Curry looks tired, surviving an earlier knockdown. It seemed like he did retrieve a second win for a while there, but now it looks like he's a little wobbled.
He is holding on. There's no question about it. He has gone over that point where he thinks he can win this fight. He's now trying to survive it.
And Nunn knows it. He's just stalking and hounding. And that is round 9.
This is where you can see how effective Nunn is now all of a sudden getting and how he's trying to close the show. He just wants to put this guy out, as Angelo said. And watching his marvelous Marvin Hagler, a guy that must be licking his chops thinking, I could still do that. I could get in there and beat these 2 guys.
And at one point, both Donal Curry and Michael Nunn were pursuing marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Interesting that in the corner of Curry, they didn't give him any instructions of survival, but they keep telling him throw the right hand, double up on the right, as if he had a great chance to land that right hand. Or at this distance, he can send a telegram with it, but he's not going to hit anybody with it.
Well, we reach round number 10, scheduled for 12. Michael Nunn of the white trunks looking to retain his IBF title, defending for the 5th time. Donal Curry in the blue came in looking for his 3rd world championship, but right now does not look good.
Now look at that left jab of Michael Nunn. Now that he knows he's in full command, he's got the distance that he knows the other guy can't cross that territory without getting clobbered. He can stand out and just throw it. Watch the jab. That's the thing of beauty. It's like those little toys you buy with a string that pulls out the jab. That's the way he's throwing it, and he's landing. Look at that.
Except for a few moments, it has been all Michael Nunn. But a lot of folks, I'm sure, are surprised that it has gone this far. Maybe including Nunn, who wanted to end it early and quiet some critics.
Maybe including Curry.
Yeah.
who certainly has had his bad nights recently, and right now he's going to have another one because Nunn has now tried to close the door. He's tried to finish this fight, and he's got a minute and 20 to do it, and already Curry in trouble. Curry in good trouble here, or bad trouble as occasionally.
Nunn pouring it on, and Denny Nelson looking intently, and that could be it.
He just took a shot kneeling down. It could well be it, and the referee could well stop it. I don't think there's any problem with this, stopping it here, and he does.
It's all over. Denny Nelson has stopped the fight, and Michael Nunn retains his IBF middleweight championship here in the 10th round.
You can see the punishment that Curry was taking. Those 2 shots particularly, the last one you just saw, that one right there, too much for one man to have to take. I think Curry went down on his own, but the referee, knowing that he couldn't sustain further punishment, stopped it wisely. That's the way they should do it. There's no reason to carry this on until unconsciousness.
So Michael Nunn really pouring it on in the 10th round, unofficially 159 of round number 10. And Michael Nunn defeating Donal Curry to lift his record to 36-0 with 24 knockouts.
Jean-Philippe, et on a revu encore une fois la fin de ce match. Michael Nunn, Donal Curry. Michael Nunn ovationné par le public parisien qui, je crois, a gagné son pari, venir conquérir